Hello, welcome to another video here on our channel. In today's video, we talk about the current market sentiment analysis. We look at different graphs and it will help us to see where Bitcoin is heading to. So we look excited to have this new episode. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I mean, the market right now is pretty stable with Bitcoin over the past few weeks and months. If we go all the way back to November, nothing really much has changed. Obviously, the first quarter of the year, as we'll see, has been underwhelming, underperforming, and we'll look at where Bitcoin could head to short and long term, especially for this year, because everybody is expecting a huge bull market. We are in bull market still, but we'll dive in and look at Bitcoin, the rest of the space, and see why Bitcoin has been suppressed for this long.
So Bitcoin has a little bit underperformed during the first quarter of this year. So my first question is, do you think that the geopolitics has played?
Yes, I think if people have been living under a rock over the past 6 months, I mean, obviously with Trump getting in, everybody thought that was it. We're going to head to new all-time highs. And we did at the end of the course of the year. It was probably a buy the rumor, sell the news event, but because of what's happened over the past few weeks, few months, in fact, the Bitcoin price has fallen about, I think, around 32%, which in some cases it's normal in a bull market to have 25-30% pullbacks. And we'll look at history to show in just a second that it's normal to have these pullbacks. So there's several factors, but one of the main things is obviously with the tariffs that have happened over the course of the past 2 months with the geopolitical system with Trump, China, Russia, whatever, all the different tariffs that is brought out hasn't helped with the market. But it's like a chess game. It is what it is, and yeah, we'll see what happens at the second quarter. But I do have a lot of optimism for the rest of the year, that we will head towards between 150 to 200,000, which I'll show you in just a second.
So now look at the technicals. So where is the BTC heading to?
All right, so as hopefully you can see the screen. I think it's all right, yeah. So right now we are sitting at 87,500, and we have been struggling to get past this price point. We tested it back in March. Yeah, it was around here back in March. What date was this? March 25th, 24th, 25th. We got rejected. We tried it again, got rejected, and we came all the way down to 74,000. People were panicking because they thought that was it. We're going to start going lower to the 70K. We didn't, and we've managed to bounce. We had a double bottom here on the 4-hourly. If we go to the 4-hourly, I can show you the double bottom just here. So we had this double bottom, and then of course we've headed a lot higher. So right now we are testing some clear resistance, and we need to jump past it. It's getting to the point where Bitcoin has to make a big move. If not, then we have this possibility of just keep going sideways. But I think with a lot of factors coming into it, the second quarter, there's so many good things in the crypto space right now. Bitcoin should be a lot higher than where it is, and that's due to the political things. I'm not getting into the politics of it, but it is what it is, and eventually it's like a cold spring. You can only suppress a spring so long, and then eventually it will just snap. And that's what I think with Bitcoin. It's been suppressed due to many factors, and eventually, before you know it, it could happen within 2 or 3 week period. We just pop up to the upside, or worst case scenario, we go lower. But I really believe we are on the verge or the cusp of a huge breakout to the upside. So what we need to see, if we go to the daily, so your question is,
Where is Bitcoin heading?
yeah, so basically if I put, can I use this? Is it gonna work? No. There. 1 second. So is it Alt No, it's not working. So let me just, there we go. So we have this resistance. I'm going to put it in the red. And we need to basically pump past. I've spoken about this on my channel, so you can follow me on LL Crypto on YouTube. And just remind everybody your channel
is KLFK.
Yeah, so please make sure to subscribe. There's one thing we didn't mention at the beginning. For more content, hit the bell notification, please leave likes, it's great for our algorithm, and also any comments as well about the crypto space. So having said that, so yeah, we have to break past this key resistance for us to start flipping to the bullish side of things, because we have been heading down since, when was this? From January. We've come all the way down about, I said 30%, let's just measure it. So we went from here to here, 30, 31, 32%. We've had that huge pullback. So right now we are sitting at a point where Bitcoin needs to make a decision, basically. So hopefully, the problem is for me right now is that it's Sunday. So if we pump, we're going to have a massive CME gap, a lot lower. So that means the CME gaps 90% of the time tend to get filled up. We've spoken about that a lot before. So if we continue to pump like we have been doing, we're going to be forming a CME gap around this period here. So if we continue to pump today, then tomorrow, most likely we will come back down, fill it up, and then start heading higher. The problem is if we head higher, we're going to have a big CME gap. We come back down below this resistance, and it means we're still stuck below the resistance. So it's a bit of a paradox type thing. So that's the situation. So we need to pump past this. I'm hoping we don't pump past it today, but tomorrow and Tuesday we pump past this. We fill up the CME gaps. We've already formed the CME gap, in fact, because this was Saturday, and then we've come all the way up to 80. So from 84K to 87,000, we've formed a $3,000 CME gap. So hopefully, in my opinion, we don't pump past this line just yet. Tomorrow we fill it up, and then at the beginning of the trading day tomorrow, after probably around 2 p.m. here in Europe, when the markets open in the US, we fill up this, and then we start Tuesday onwards, we start pushing past this resistance. So you have a question?
Yeah, my question is, so do you think that you are still in a bull market, or do you think that the bull market is over and that there is a bearish trend?
So both sides, if we don't push past this price, then we have the possibility of going a lot lower. Let me just show you, because you can clearly see it's like a step down, another step down. So we don't want to form like these lower highs or high lows. I always get confused which way. Basically, we don't want to head lower, because we can see here, okay, we topped out here, then we formed another low, another low, another low. So problem is, this is what I'm saying, if we get rejected, it means we're just going to roll over and start heading down even lower. So it's like a step down, step down, step down. So if we just get rid of this, there we go. So basically, the worst case scenario is if we do get rejected and we do go lower, the price point would be 76,000. It'll be at the bottom here, the first point, because we've got some resistance back here in November as well. So 76K would be, I don't know if you could draw, I can do it actually. There we go. So I'm going to put this in the green as support, and the red will be resistance. If we break past that, then the next target for me would be 69 to 70,000 as the next support, because last year we had a huge 6-month period of just sideways. So this would be a massive area of between the 60s and 70s. So that would be the worst case scenario. If we get rejected, then yeah, we could be going a lot lower. If we break past these points, then I would say we're back in the bear market. if we break past these 60K.
SM. And then what is the current sentiment of the market? Are we in a fear state? Are we in a great state? So what would you think is the current sentiment of the market?
So again, this is something I brought out on my channel. So right now we are 34% in the fear. We can see this right here. Only a few weeks ago, we were in extreme fear. I think it was at the lowest point was like 10%, which we've never been in the history of Bitcoin with the fear and greed index. This is not just for Bitcoin, but this is for the whole market. And that was at the beginning of the year, January, February.
And if I make a transition with what we just said earlier, this fear has a direct link with the geopolitics.
Yeah, I mean, this, because of what's happened, that's why people are fearful. So, but that for me, when I see this is an opportunity to buy more altcoins or more Bitcoin because it's lower. And people, 99% of people, they buy when this is in the extreme greed. So you need to flip the mindset. You need to be buying now, not financial advice, of course, and selling when we go into the extreme greed. But that's just the sentiment of the market. So Bitcoin right now is in the fear, and what will happen is, okay, worst case scenario, we come down to these levels. If Bitcoin pumps past this level, then what we need to see, in my opinion, is a retest of this resistance, which will be flipped into support. And then next week we get a bounce off this support when it turns into support, and then we can start talking about the next price points, which will be around here. So this will be 94, 95K, and around these areas here of 95 to 96K. So that's what we could look. The good news is that we could go up to 95K. So if you're trading, then this would be a nice, just got to wait for the breakout. What I will do if I'm trading this, I would wait for the support. So we pump through, most likely we come back down, or you could even trade the bottom of the CME gap because it will most likely get filled up. And then you can put at the breakout here, you can put a trade in, and you can trade this up to this point, and you can make a nice almost 10% trade just here. So this is the short term.
So you mentioned something else that is very interesting as well, and is that people, they find it difficult to buy right now where we are in the fear state. And how do you think people could keep their emotion in control? Like could people flip their mindset, as you say? So is there a strategy that you yourself could use that you could recommend, something like that?
So I've been in crypto since 2017, 18. I haven't obviously become mega rich with it, but I've made some nice profits. And when I've made profits, it's due to being robotic and just switching off, not looking at the portfolio every day. I'm in it for the long term. I'm not in it for the short term. So you have to measure how long are you going to be in it. But one key thing is patience. It's being robotic. And it's just not caring where the market's going. That's just for me. And then you just got to stick to your game plan, and that's it. And also look at the history. And that's what I wanted to show. I don't know if I can show unless you have.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sure.
So I said this was a 30% pullback. And in the last market cycle, the last bull market, we had, probably you can see it here. Where do you how much percent do you think this was?
It went low. How many percentage of going lower?
Yeah, because we've done a 30% pullback. So what do you think this one was before
I would say 50%.
30% was exactly. It's a carbon copy. So what I'm saying is we have pullbacks in a bull market. It doesn't go up in a straight line, even though it felt like it. Here was a huge, I remember this, people were panicking when we had this huge sell-off of 30%, but it's just another opportunity. This is, I mean, the big institutions, they love this. They bring it down so they can buy cheaper. And then we went from 28K, hang on, this was January. and we were at the bottom in, this was still January 2021. This was still January, so this was just 1 month. Obviously, our 30% has been over a course of 3.5 months.
Which we say is because Bitcoin has a little bit underperformed.
Because of the situation with the geopolitics. I think most of it is just because of the tariffs and everybody unsure what was going to happen with Trump being in power, etc., and other factors as well. But it's just like I said, a coiling or a spring coiling up ready to pop. So when we did jump up to the upside, look, what's the percentage there?
So now it's more than 100%.
Yeah, 118% so we had that 30% dip, then we went up 118%. So let's imagine we do something similar this year. We've dropped already 30%. So if we go from where we are now, so this was the bottom, and we go
700%, then it will be above 180.
It will be $160,000 per Bitcoin. History usually repeats. It rhymes in the market. It's not 100% obviously a carbon copy, but it does repeat when you look at the cycles.
That's interesting.
I mean, my conservative price is 163. I think we could easily go to 200, just above it. But for me, like I say on my channel, I've got a sell order with my altcoins, 120, 150,000.
I mean, that's something we never say enough, is that for people to have a clear and defined strategy and to stick to that, and also to know when they want to exit the market. And as when you have this clear strategy, well defined, then it could also help to keep the emotion in check. So, I mean, that's something I guess we can keep up from this episode.
Yeah, and there's just one more thing I wanted to bring out. It's the EMA ribbons. There's something that I showed you just before. If I just go to I saved it in my favorites. So let me just get it. EMA. This one. There we go. So I don't know why it's not showing. Let me just refresh the page. That's the volume. I don't want the volume on EMA. EMA. See if it works. There we go. And this is the weekly. Good. So as you can see, the EMA ribbons are very important. Another important indicator to see where we're heading in the short term, long term. And the 50 EMA ribbon, so the exponential moving average of the 50 weekly EMA, acted as clear support. And the 20 EMA, very important right now, is also has acted as key resistance. And right now we're just pumping above it. So I said on my channel on Monday and Tuesday, we could get stuck inside this, which we have done. We need to, if we pump past it, like we are now, we're just going above it slightly, then we can start talking about those higher price points, because we're having this reversal from short-term bearish. Now we'll be going back into a bullish sentiment. So this, for me, another good indicator to use if you're investing, if you're trading.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Well, I mean, it also helps us to have an idea of where we think that the market could still go at the next few months to come. So that's very interesting to consider. So anything before we wrap up this episode?
Nothing. That's it. I just wanted to bring out the Bitcoin news first. Maybe we can talk about altcoins next, because in the next episode, because the altcoins, most of you are probably here for the altcoins. We do talk about them a lot in AI and gaming and other type of altcoins, but a lot of them have been hit really, really hard. If Bitcoin goes down like it has done, then and you've probably seen that the altcoins have bled out really, really bad. So in the next episode, we'll talk about the altcoins and where I think the altcoins are going, where we think the altcoins are going. But it all depends on what Bitcoin does. So next episode, we can look at the altcoins based on what we've just seen with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin heads higher or lower, than the altcoins, will follow suit.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode as we did ourselves. So let us know in the comment below what you think about this episode. And don't forget to subscribe, to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Is all good for the algorithm. So as for us, Catch you in another episode.
Bye bye.